Hey guys! Today I want to show you how to make this super cute paper pocket pouch. It has so many pockets inside and so much space for tiny gifts, die cuts, or even dies if you want to store them like this. I think it just makes a perfect little gift. So let's get started. We start out with a 15 by 12 centimeter piece of design paper for one of the pockets and make a mark 2 centimeters from the long edge and 4 from the short edge. By the way, you'll find all the measurements in centimeters as well as in inches in the upper right corner of the video. Now repeat the mark at all 4 corners, and once this is done, cut out the corners with the marks we just made as the intersection point for the cut lines. It's best to cut out the corners with a slight angle so the flaps close smoothly afterwards. Once all corners are cut out, make 4 score lines to connect all 4 marks and then fold and burnish all of these score lines. Now we can glue down the bottom and both side flaps. Once the glue has dried, our first pocket is finished. Now just repeat this 3 more times, either with the same or different styles of design paper. When all pockets are finished, we can proceed with the main body of the pocket pouch. We start out with a 29.7 by 8 centimeters strip of cardstock and start scoring on the long side at 9 centimeters. And from there on, we score every 1.5 centimeters until we have 9 score lines. Once all score lines are done, we start folding them in a zigzag, with the first one being a valley fold. And that's it. The main body of our pouch is done. Now we can decorate it. As you might have guessed from the design paper I've used for the pockets, I'm going for a mermaid theme with this one. I've already cut out some embellishments from a mermaid design paper. And now I'm just putting everything together to give my pouch sort of an enchanted under the sea mermaid look. I used double-sided foam tape to pin down this large shell just to give it a little bit of dimension. Next, we'll need a flap to close the pouch. Therefore, we'll need a 16.5 by 8 centimeters piece of cardstock, scored at 4 and 7.5 centimeters. And I want to show you a really unique and fun closing mechanism that you can apply to all your future pockets and boxes. It might look a little complicated, but it's really not that hard and totally worth it. So first we mark 1 centimeter from the shorter end of our flap, Then I placed half a circle with a radius of 1 centimeter between the end of the cardstock and the 1 centimeter mark and traced it on the paper. Now you can leave out this part, but I think it just gives it a really nice look. The next part, however, is important. Now draw a tiny flap on top of your mark. If you do the circle thing, then draw it in the middle of the half circle. It should just be smaller than the diameter of your circle. And then cut along the line of that tiny flap you just made. Next, we score along the 1 centimeter mark we made earlier, and then cut along that score line and around that half circle. I also rounded the corners, again just to give it a nice finished look. And the last thing we need for the mechanism to work is a cut line on the main body of the pouch, at the height where the flap score line we just made will be once we put everything together. I marked it by placing the lid on top of the main body and marking the corners of the half circle. Oops, gave my turtle a little paper slap there. Anyway, I marked the position of the half circle and then cut a straight line that connected both those marks. It's important to cut through both the design paper as well as the cardstock beneath it, so the mechanism works smoothly. Now we can try out the mechanism. Just wiggle the tiny flap through the cut line you just made so you see it coming out of the other side. Isn't this just such a fun clothing mechanism? And on top of that, it's quite secure and you don't need anything special like Velcro or magnets. After we've tested out the mechanism, we can now decorate our lid. It's easier to make it now before it's attached to the main body. Just make sure that when you're gluing down something on top of the flap, that it doesn't stick to the flap. It needs to move freely. Once the lid is decorated, we can now put the whole pouch together by gluing both parts, the main body and the lid together. You'll notice that the back of your main part is a little bit shorter than the front, but you can now balance that out by gluing the lid a little bit higher than the end of your back part. And I forgot to glue down a bit of design paper here. Also sorry for that ring light coming into view here. Now we can insert the pockets. Just put down some glue on the center of the front of the first mountain fold and attach the first pocket to it. I used clothespins to securely hold the pocket in place until the glue has dried. Now just repeat the process with the 3 other pockets. I'm a bit impatient, so I did the last 3 pockets all together at once. And that's it, the paper pocket pouch is ready. Look how fun it wiggles. I just wanted to add this cute little tassel I also did on the last one. For that I just used a strip of vellum paper and cut some fringes along the edge of it. and then just roll it up. I used my quilling needle tool thingy to help with that. And now brush out the fringes a little with your fingers and secure the end with a little bit of glue. And now you can also cut the non-fringe part of your tassel to your desired length. And now just wrap the non-fringe part in a tiny strip of design paper, just to give it a nice finished look. To attach the tassel to a pouch, we'll need something like a ribbon or a thread that will fiddle through the middle of the tassel. Then just make a knot at the end of it and secure it with some hot glue. And now we can stick it to the inner side of the lid. So put down some glue and place the ribbon of the tassel on top of it. And then secure it with a piece of design paper. And it's done! The paper pocket pouch is finished. I hope you had as much fun creating it as I did. If you liked the tutorial, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel so you won't miss any more tutorials.